the replay, so we didn't cut up too bad. Hello, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper in your ear. Not me just getting out of church and doing this. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, if you see this right now, that means that we didn't cut up too bad on the live. I was able to leave this up on the channel for the replay. I hope that you all are well. Right now, I look a little raccoonish in the face. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm really just kind of just filling in space until people log in. So we'll just give it usually take about 40 seconds or so. I see one person. Hi, Ashley. Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Hey, Happy Place. Hey, Lady Tasha. Oh, this gonna be fun.
Okay,
Y'all popping out
okay.
tonight. Hey, Deshauna. I'll introduce my guests in just a second, but how is everybody doing on this beautiful, what I believe is Friday night? I
Yes,
think it's
we came to the
Friday.
conclusion it's
Okay, hey
Friday.
September everything. Hey Candace. Hey Tennille. What's up, Tyson, Bo Bison. Hey TB. Hey Sonia J. Hey Brianna. Stasia, Lex, Yvonne, how are you all doing? You're not so great. What's wrong?
Oh,
Hey, Vixen. Hey, Bridget. Hey, everybody. So I wanted to introduce y'all to my sister friend. I don't call everybody my sister friend, but if I do call you my sister friend, that means I would die somebody eye behind you.
and
And I mean that. I will pop you in your face. But I should not be endorsing violence.
it's
This is
okay.
already off to the wrong
They
start. But y'all
understand the
get it. So
relationship.
this is my sister friend. Her name is Melissa. Y'all say hey to Melissa.
Hello,
Say
ladies.
hey. Tomorrow is the anniversary of your mother's passing.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, Lady Tasha.
Um, I am not somebody that's gonna try to say, get over it or everything gonna be all right, things like that. Sometimes life sucks. So
Right.
tomorrow, allow yourself, even today, feel what you feel. I pray for peace and comfort for you, and whatever you got to do in a healthy way to get through it, you do that. Okay, it's okay. If the tears fall tomorrow, that's all right too.
Hello.
All right. So hey,
Hello.
the people are saying hey to
Hello,
Melissa. You're not bringing
Vixen.
us down. Listen, Lady Tasha, for me,
Hey, Tasha.
I like to. You didn't bring it down by mentioning that. I like to do life with y'all. And when I
Yeah.
say that, I know this all cliche and stuff, but life ain't always putting on Samantha Cap and we literally and spinning from the chandeliers and stuff like that. Sometimes life get real. So you all
Seriously.
right. But hey, everybody, feel free to
Hello.
ask anything. We've kind of just felt like chatting. So we're currently out of town. We are.
Yeah.
It's a group of us actually. I ain't gonna throw the other two on YouTube just yet, unless they feel like popping on. Y'all more than welcome. But it's four of us sister friends. And come here. This is our makeup artist. Well, she didn't do this makeup because this is raccoon. I don't want to make it seem like that. But this, y'all look at the brows. Look at the brows.
Hey.
Okay, they are on flick. And then this is our other sister friend saying hi,
Hi.
hi. So we are all out kicking it, and we are all moms who our children are not currently in the room. So we probably gonna go to bed early, but we outside.
Right.
We outside tonight.
Right.
And so we want to just take the time up, come on and say hi. Yes, they said nice
Nice
brows.
brows.
Yeah. But yeah, she said hi lady or whatever. So let's see. You going to the clerk, girl? No, no. We actually went to church. That's why I'm looking a little
Yeah, we
raccoonish.
had us a good time.
Yeah, we had a good time. We talk about all that at some other point in time. Somebody else said they love your brows. She's so sorry. She said, "Amen." But today was a day that was all about life. We're not gonna get into like the whole itinerary and
Yeah.
stuff. But I figured now would be, since we are together, it would be a good time just to pop on, see how everybody was doing, cut up a little bit too. How's everybody doing? Y'all staying sane and all these sicknesses and coronavirus? Well, not corona. What's the Nova virus and all the other
Nora
stuff?
and other strands of COVID.
My goodness. Um, so far as me, life has been good. I know I have not been posting content. I have a lot to catch y'all up. So yeah, behave for today, Vixen. I have a lot to catch y'all up on. I don't know if cut up just a little bit. Give me a topic to talk about, and maybe we'll do that. Okay, listen, you're more than welcome. You've been in the house. I understand. Sometimes it's safer to stay that way. But what did we do? We've been
No, record right now.
right, all the names. Um, but feel free to give us a topic. I did not pre-game this or pre-brainstorm. I literally was like, "You here? I'm here. Let's jump
That's
on
right.
live." So if y'all give us a topic to talk about, that would be nice. You been MIA. Life been life in y'all, and every time I say I'm gonna be consistent on YouTube again, I don't. Your job is out of My job is to control the cut up, not encourage it. Okay. We'll take that. Life has been lifing, and I'll be honest, I have really been enjoying not posting as much, even though I need to, because I'm like, this is my job. But with the way YouTube has changed, people love to so when I started doing YouTube, it was all about product reviews, product reviews. But the way life has changed for everybody's just like, listen, I ain't necessarily uh we'll come back to that. But everybody's not necessarily in the mood to be buying a whole bunch of products. And so it changes YouTube. And so like I could be vlogging, but a lot of the things that would be exciting for people to see, I don't be wanting to post. So it's like I just be throwing something together. And then, ma'am, you have a hotline when I tell
know.
you. um so I don't know. And so that is part of the reason I am bringing Melissa on so y'all can see her, because wink wink, y'all will be seeing us together a lot
Yes, I'm
very
cooking.
soon. And for the conversations that we will be having, even though she is licensed, we will not be talking about hair care. We will be talking about life. Like, and so I feel like both of us have had a plethora of life experiences
Yes.
that we could pour out and be of benefit to other people. I do
Yeah.
some stuff on my faith-based channel, but just like we'll have a platform where we could talk about things.
Yes.
And so I'm gonna skip this comment. Are you open to sharing how, so for his birthday, he will be going out for ice cream. He will be going to a place called the Magic House in St. Louis. It's a bunch of just like toys and gadgets and things like that. I am someone that I don't throw parties for people that's not going to remember it. So I will not be investing in a party that he literally will not be knowing what's happening. So he's going to go somewhere, play with some toys, take some pictures, eat some ice cream, and go to sleep. Once he turns 5, we'll do something special. I was talking about why hairdressers charge an arm and a leg for one service. What happened to old school stylists? I'll let you talk about pricing.
See, what happened was everything, inflation is real. No, but seriously, sometimes it is a bit much. So I don't know what hairstyle you was trying to get and how much she charged you, but it still has to be reasonable at the end of the day. And it don't, hairstyles only last a week and a half, 2 weeks, and don't let you work out.
Yeah.
Last 4 days.
So for my silk press, she does packages. So she would do a Olaplex, a wash and style and trim, and it's 150, and she expect the tip as well. So yeah, it could get up there. I just saw somebody on TikTok. She paid 300 for a silk press in a jet black color. So it's getting interesting
Sister
as
friend.
well. Okay, so I just had a interesting topic. This is something that I feel like we both can relate to,
Okay.
and you can share what you comfortable sharing, and then
You
I'll
know
share.
me.
Yeah, she'll tell everything. Yeah, $300. Okay, so the topic that I'm gonna throw at you, how to get. Hold on one second. It's hard here for lock people too. Really? Did you come with the secret haircut? Okay. So the topic that I'm going to ask you is, if someone has just gone through a breakup, what would you say is a healthy way to get over it without getting under someone else?
Oh, yeah, that's a don't. Don't get into
yes.
another relationship immediately. I'm gonna give you some realistic things, and these are some things that I had to muddle through. Stop going to their page, checking in.
Bye.
Stop going to their social media, looking for updates and all of that. It creates torment, mental and emotional torment, right? Also, gather those pieces of you that you lost in the relationship, because the goal is not to get into another relationship broken, right?
Yeah.
So you want to gather those pieces of yourself that you lost and heal.
So what does that look like if someone was to say, I don't know what it means to gather the pieces of myself that I lost?
Yeah, I have this thing where I say assess the damage, and assess means to just observe and look over. Assess those broken parts of you that's hurt, that you lost, that's damaged, and not only what somebody did to you, but also things and areas where you played a part as well. Because we always want to play victim, but we be doing some grimy stuff too.
Yeah.
So you have to get in a full body mirror
Mm-hmm.
and look at yourself. I always look at my character, my behavior. What behaviors did you exhibit? Yeah, that ain't me. I don't want to be that girl. I'm not that girl. So just looking at characteristics, behaviors, ugly parts of you, and parts that you gave that you shouldn't have given too soon.
That's real. Definitely. So I posted a video on my other channel and I was telling what I felt like helped me when I was ready to love again,
Yeah.
and what invited and helped me with that. But some of the hold on one second. The questions: spend time with yourself and feel all the feels, then let it go and don't let it continue to occupy space in your life. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just started looking at myself deeply in the mirror lately, and it's a game changer.
Ooh,
Yes. Yes. Are you still in therapy? I stopped when I made. So I graduated out. It got to the point which I am so grateful to stay. I did therapy for 3 years, and this is the most transparent thing I can say. When things started going wrong, um, in the home, I decided to go for myself. So I did 3 years worth of therapy.
That's good.
I used to go once a week. And then when I started feeling better, doing better, it went to once every other week. And then I was on an as needed basis because it finally got to the point where we started fishing through the issues, and life got into a peaceful place. And she was just like, I really don't feel like you need it as much anymore. So we'll put you on if you feel like you need me, call me. But if not, you I think you're good to go. So that is why I haven't been. So I do feel like I kind of graduated. But please believe, if life flip upside down again, I will go back.
Ma'am, can I get in your
Yeah.
books?
Hi. So what had happened was, yeah. So, but anyway, what I was saying was when I was ready to invite love into my life again and things like that, I gave some tips. And one of the things, hey, mischievous Jackal, one of the comments that someone said, because like what I said was, and we finna get spiritual real quick, y'all. I said, hold on, she spoke big face about picking up the pieces, accountability for the role. Yes, that's good therapy. Yeah, absolutely. But one of the things I said in the video when I said, the tips that Dick did, I said that when I felt like when it was time and I felt like the Lord gave me clearance to allow love into my life again, one of the things I did was pray for that person. And somebody said that she had been through so much pain, she really didn't want to pray about love again, that she didn't want her heart broken. So what would you say to somebody? And mind you, we not therapists. She is a coach. We'll give you more information on her so you could actually get into her business. She really is dope at what she do. Dr. Don, Melissa Don. But if somebody they just came through a breakup, and they like, yo, I really ain't trying to love again. I'm finna get this money. I'm finna get in this gym. I'm finna do whatever I need to do. But I ain't really trying to be in love and all that kind of stuff again. But it's rooted in fear when they say that. What would you say to that person?
So it sounds like that's a person that's trying to keep themselves busy, to avoid dealing with the process of healing.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I encourage the ladies is don't get busy. When you're putting pieces back together, do not get busy. One of the things that when I had a surgery, they put me on restrictions. Because my body was in such a broken place that I couldn't go back to full functionality, as if nothing was broken in me.
Yeah.
Right? So slow down. Don't get busy. Most of the time we get busy because we don't want to deal with the pain of what we experienced. And I always tell the ladies, don't let your emotions punk you. That's a big one. It's kind of a big pill to swallow, because as women, unfortunately, broken, our emotions are so ugly, but healed, our emotions are such a beautiful thing, and it can actually heal and nurture other people if we do it the right way. So I would say, slow down. Don't get busy. Don't try to occupy space and time. Avoiding the healing, avoiding the pain. Healing hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. It's rewarding, but in the process, it hurts. But that pain is going to ease up as you continuously grow. And just like exercising, when you build in muscle, you have to break down the muscle, and it's painful only to build something beautiful.
Yes.
So that's the idea and the heart around it.
Yeah. And so I would also say too, because like she was saying that she got busy and she didn't really want to pray for somebody else because she didn't want to get hurt again. But that's the thing, it's like if people are honest, the deeper you love somebody, the more power you give that person to hurt you. It's like you may not want them to, but the reality is they have the power to hurt you. But if you let the fear of possibly one day being in pain one day cause you to run from love, you gonna be running for the rest of
For
your
the
life.
rest of your life.
You have to take a risk. Anything that's worth having, you're gonna have to take a risk for. To be a business owner, you gotta take a risk. To go to school, you gotta take a risk. To invest in a property, you gotta take a risk. And to give your heart to someone and build a legacy with somebody, it's a risk, and it's the possibility that they will hurt you. But here's the thing: when you have vetted properly, the possibility of them hurting you goes down. That doesn't mean that they won't, but it means that you have taken the time to see and find somebody who is actually worth the risk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not just somebody that, oh, you cute, I'm cute, let's hang out. No, you actually take the time to get to know yourself.
That's right.
And you take some time to get to know them before you become emotionally invested in it. I think one of the issues is sometimes we don't guard our hearts enough. Not in the sense that that you're not careful, but in the sense that we allow our emotions to get ahead of us. Yeah,
Yes.
we want love, and yeah, all that is beautiful, but you have to use your brain before you invest your heart in somebody.
That's right.
And if you take the time to actually get to know them, listen to what it is that they're saying, because a lot of times people tell on themselves if you actually listen to them. If you actually listen to them and just like spend time getting to know somebody before you become too emotionally invested in them, that lessens the chance of the heartbreak because you've learned who their character is. You learn what their integrity is outside of the representative. Everybody is a dope person when you first meet them, and rainbows and romance and all of that.
Personality versus character.
Absolutely. But when you actually get to know them,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, you're somebody I feel safe putting my heart in your hands. Now, it may hurt in the end, may not, but I'm willing to take the risk with you because you're worth the risk.
Yeah.
So it actually takes some time to get to know somebody before you actually become too emotionally invested. Now, some people, they do meet somebody and next thing you know, 6 weeks they married. That it can happen. But I'm not telling you to do it. I want you to actually take your time. Like, don't have a scarcity mindset. Have the ability to wait to get to know somebody before you put your heart in their hands, and so that you know it's in a safer place. So love is a risk, but it's a risk worth taking with the right person.
And even the right person, you will hurt each other.
Yeah. Talk about it.
You will hurt each other. Like, you're vulnerable with
Yes.
this person, and you are two imperfect people.
Absolutely.
Like, you're learning each other. You're bringing two worlds together. You will hurt each other in being open and vulnerable. But what makes it better is to say, I'm a safe place. You're a safe place. And I know how to apologize.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Girl.
And sometimes people don't like to apologize because then they have to acknowledge what they did. And what I can't stand is if somebody do something to you and then they start avoiding you or avoiding a conversation to avoid accountability for what they did. Just because we ain't talked don't mean I forgot. You still got to face me.
Bring it in, sister.
I'm sorry.
Come here.
But yeah, like that ain't even just in romantic relationships. Sometimes in friendships.
Platonic too.
Yeah, it's just like people be like, okay, I'm gonna just not talk to her for a couple weeks and then just pop up high. No, if you care about me, let's fix this. Don't try to avoid me.
Because I don't want this to happen again.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's deal with it. Don't let it be an elephant in the room and we just keep on kicking it and hanging out and no, that ain't real.
Yeah. So any relationship that you're in,
Yes.
whether it's friendship or romantic, it is a possibility of getting hurt, but just with the right person, even if the hurt does come, it's fixable.
Yes.
And I applaud. Here's one thing that I will say, because I told you all this before. One of the biggest mistakes I made in my previous situation was we did not get premarital counseling. And thank you, Tyson. I appreciate that. Yeah, people do love to avoid accountability. It'll forever be awkward for someone if you don't fix it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing I will tell you all. And I don't mind bearing certain scars to you all. Like anything that is just from my perspective, I'll tell you. If it's something involving him, I respect his privacy and I don't bring it to the internet. But I will say for me, one of the biggest things that we did not do was get premarital counseling. Had we done that, I would have, number one, known his thoughts towards counseling in general.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then number two, a lot of the issues that we faced later on down the line, we would have faced it in the beginning, and so we would have been able to see if we could work through things together or not. So that's one of the hugest things I would tell anybody. If you are in a serious relationship and y'all are considering marriage, do not be so head over heels in love that you like, we got to do it right now. Y'all got forever to be together. Go to counseling.
Yes.
Go to counseling. Go to counseling. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I agree. I'm happily divorced, and it's
Wait a minute, sister. Wait. Go ahead.
And we actually did premarital counseling. I am 4 years divorced, and in our premarital counseling, there were no red flags.
Really?
So some people know how to be a representative. They have endurance for being a representative. They have stamina in being a representative.
Yeah.
It was a good marriage. It wasn't a great marriage. And it was my choice to exit. But was premarital counseling beneficial? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It put things on the table that we didn't think about because we were head over heels.
Yes.
Yeah, so it brought some things to light. It brought things that were maybe lying dormant, and some things we just hadn't discussed that somebody of wisdom and counsel was able to put in front of us.
Yeah.
And he said that he was like, I know y'all got butterflies, y'all want to have legal sex, like. He was just telling, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You know,
want it and want it and want it and so I'm trying. Sorry.
All right, we're back.
Okay, but yes, I would say. What you say, girl? Y'all welcome to come in here. They know y'all here. Oh, okay. But yeah, I definitely would say, for my situation, things would have had a different situation if we had gone through the process of getting premarital counseling. And another thing that I will take accountability for is my pastor told us, y'all need to do this. And he was like, if you choose not to, that's on you, and I respect y'all decisions as adults. But everyone around me told us we needed to slow down and get counseling, but we were so head over heels, we just rushed right in. But I'm gonna tell you something, although for some people rushing in and staying in works, for a lot of people, what you rush into, you gonna rush out.
Right.
And so I definitely would say, love is beautiful, love is amazing, but love is worth the wait.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean, because I know for a lot of times when people say love is worth the wait, they thinking just about, hey, Deb, they thinking just about premarital sex and things like that. That's fine. But I'm talking about love is worth the wait as far as getting to know each other, learning each other's family history, because what you marry into as a person, you're also marrying their bloodline, especially if you create children with them. So love is worth getting to know somebody, getting to know their temperament, seeing them in all 4 seasons of their life, seeing them in happiness and in sadness. What do you like when you're angry? What do you like when you are sad? What do you like when life gets hard? Do you go into a shell? Do you become explosive? Different things like that. Love is worth the wait. So I would just say don't rush into anything, because what you rush into, you might just rush out of.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
She said,
I rushed into a marriage, and baby, it's all gone now.
yeah, and it's extremely important before you commit the rest of your life to another person. Absolutely. I definitely say premarital counseling is amazing. And of course, not only just premarital counseling, I feel like somebody's marriage requires humility. It requires humility. And I would say somebody who is against counseling, that will let you know they might be a little stubborn when it comes time later on down, and when push comes to shove and life gets hard, because no matter how in love a couple is, that their marriage is going to be tried. Y'all know I'm a Christian, so I gotta say it from a Christian perspective, marriage is a spiritual bond.
It is.
And I believe that the enemy, the devil, fights against marriages, and you want somebody that is willing to fight together
Yeah.
and not just each other, because it's gonna be a moment you gonna be feeling pity, I'm gonna be feeling pity, we might end up arguing, but at the end of the day, when push comes to shove and that spirit man wakes up and you're ready to fight together, you need somebody that's gonna be on the same team.
That's
And
right.
so somebody who is not willing to be accountable to other people, that doesn't want to submit not only to God but to some type of counsel, because
Yeah.
like the Bible even says, in the multitude of counsel there is safety.
Yes.
If you thinking that you can just get through the marriage and just the two of y'all, when push comes to shove, you might be able to, but you don't want to be with somebody that is so stubborn that they don't want to get help.
That's what I ran into.
Yeah.
That's what I ran into. So we did do premarital counseling, but the maintenance of the marriage, I wanted to do counseling because so many things just arose that were bigger than us
Yeah.
as far as our perspective and what we could muddle through on our own. And he didn't want to do it for the longest. And most people who don't want to do counseling don't want the exposure to move forward.
Yeah, and while I'll never speak for my ex, because we do have a very respectful rapport amongst each other,
Yeah.
I would just simply say I went through 3 years of counseling, and it was individually, and I'll just leave it at that. So definitely, before you get into a marriage, you want to make sure you have it solidified. Like, yo, if we run into an issue, are you willing to, you definitely want to make sure you address that ahead of
Some
time.
people don't believe in it. You know,
Yeah.
it's a real thing.
Yeah, I found that, and I say this with respect, especially in our culture, a lot of men do not
Yes.
believe in counseling, and that is so many women that I know personally who have gone through a divorce. A lot of the times, their previous husband did not want to go to counseling,
Yeah.
and so I'm telling you, if you are a woman, not even just a woman, a man as well, make sure you have a partner that is willing to go to counseling, because sometimes you need help fighting together. And I'm going to say something that as a Christian might be a little controversial, but I'm going to say it. I believe in pastoral counseling. Y'all think that's beautiful. But I think sometimes you need somebody that got a little bit more...
Professional.
Thank you.
School. Licensing.
Some type of training.
Got them letters behind their name.
And with us being women in ministry, we work with a lot of women who also have gone through divorces, which is unfortunate, but it's the truth. Sometimes pastoral counseling can be a little biased, and you want a neutral territory that is not going to be all pro woman or all pro man. You want somebody that wants to attack the issue. You know what I mean? So definitely, pastoral counseling is amazing.
Right.
Sometimes you want somebody that got a little bit more training outside of just the Bible. The Bible's the Word of God. We stand on that, but we want to apply it correctly and not in a biased way.
Hello.
Amen.
Hello. Somebody asked, do you think premarital counseling should be coupled with individual counseling? Not a deep answer. If you know that you have past traumas and things that you need assistance with, yes, individual counseling. Sometimes we try to make things so deep, and really you'll get the answer when you ask the simplest questions, like, do I have individual trauma before I even met this person?
Absolutely.
Do I have deep-rooted issues that existed before I even met this person? Yes.
Yeah.
It's healthy.
Yeah, I think it is for sure, even if it's not a long-term thing. And I
Yeah.
think that sometimes people hear counseling or therapy and they think, oh, I ain't crazy.
Shrink.
That don't mean you crazy. It means you don't want to be crazy.
Hello?
Okay, I'm going to
It's a
get
thin line.
hello. I want to get some help and resources before I go crazy. Amen. Like, give me some help now. I need this line to rest relax. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. My pastor let people know if things are above his pay grade, they need a licensed professional. Amen. The church that I was previously a member of, they actually had a team of licensed counselors.
That's dope.
So yeah, you could talk to the pastor, but you could also, hey, this is. Hey, you might want to get somebody with some help, okay? But yeah, I would say this, and then I also want to say this as well, because a lot of times people talk on. Hold on one second. They talking amongst each other, but I want to say this. Although she and I both will say that we are divorcees and we made the best decisions for us, we also want to make it very clear we don't celebrate what we went through.
Oh my God.
Because I think I can speak for both of us when I say it is the worst pain I have ever felt. Never wanted to go through a divorce. And if things had aligned the way that I prayed that they did, would have never done it.
Correct.
And so without getting into our personal business, please know that. So it's just like, we're not championing divorce. We're not championing leave your man and get another one and glow up this, that, and another. We champion fighting for your marriage. We believe that marriage is worth fighting for. Marriage is a beautiful thing. But we also are aware that sometimes it can be unhealthy. So we want you to fight for your marriage. We want you to use every resource available, whether it's counseling, whether it's a pastor, secular, whatever, a group of married friends. So sometimes, like, when we would go through stuff, when we would hang out with a group of married people, when you see that you're not alone in the issue, it make us like, okay, so we are normal. And just like like the Bible says, in the multitude of counselor, there is safety. So when you have your married friends around and y'all can bounce each other, a safe space of married friends, because you don't want somebody gonna tell you all your business. That's a whole nother conversation. But having that around, we believe marriage is worth fighting for. So tap into those resources, your married friends that are a safe space, your relatives that are a safe space, counseling or whatever. However, or if you are in something unhealthy and it cannot be saved, do what you gotta do. And we want to let you know, without us giving our personal lives away, we are also living testimonies that when you have exhausted every option and you've walked with God through the process, and you have to do what you have to do in that end, I'm telling you, God is a rewarder. I love to go to the story where Israel's like, we need a king, we need a king. I try not to get too spiritual on the show, but what's in you gonna come out? Now, listen, y'all know I'm a Jesus girl. Okay, so Israel's like, we need a king, we need a king. And because everybody around us got kings, and God like, you got me. Like I speak to you through the prophets, you got me. They're like, we need a king, we need a king. He's like, you sure? No. Okay, where he go? Here's Saul. So Saul is who God picked. And then Saul got to wilding out. And Saul got replaced with David. And it doesn't mean Saul wasn't anointed for the job. He absolutely was. Saul was in the position he was supposed to be in, but Saul decided to start tripping. And God was not going to make Israel pay for the fact that Saul was wilding out. So it's just like, here's what we're going to do. Come on out of here, David. Get in your position. So I just want to tell you, David is out there, somebody. Hi! David is out there. Don't let these podcasts tell you just because you over 35 and you got a shot somebody ain't gonna love you. I'm gonna I probably I'm not gonna go too far online because y'all know my mouth will get ready. But I'm telling you, don't let these podcasts fool you. You ain't washed up. You ain't over the hill. Do what you have to do. Present yourself the best that you can. Live your best life. And I promise you, as you live a life that glorifies God and exudes joy and confidence, somebody's going to love the socks off of you, okay? And I'm going to stop right there if I say something I ain't supposed to. Hold this phone for I sit. Get out my phone.
I gave y'all my shoulder. And Will. Yeah, because I'm getting married again, too.
Hello?
Get me outside. Speaking, girl. Some people, it will resonate. Yeah, she said she resonates. Gave them exactly what they asked for. Sure did.
Exactly.
I gave them exactly what they was begging
Deb said she need a David. Deb, we finna tap in real quick. Bow your heads, and I'm dead serious. Father God, in Jesus' name, I thank you for my sister Deb. Thank you for being good to her. Thank you for bringing her a mighty long way. Thank you for being a bridge over troubled waters. Thank you for being the lifter of a bowed down head. And I thank you for being the healer of a broken heart. And as she transitions through life, God, I ask that your perfect will be performed in her life. God, I ask that every snare and trap of the enemy meant to come destroy her physically, mentally, emotionally, especially in the area of love, we plead the blood of Jesus against it right now. God, I ask you, as she goes through life and lives a life that glorifies you, I ask you in your perfect time and in your perfect will that you bring love into her life that will make every tear she cried totally worth it, that will make every time that her head was bowed totally worth it, that when she receives this new love, she'll say all of the pain was worth it. God, I ask you to give her double for her trouble and that you restore everything that was lost and some. And I thank you in advance in Jesus' name, amen. So that's that on that. Okay, Yvonne has a question for the panel. What is it?
Do we want with David or Boaz?
David or Boaz? Both of them.
Both of them.
Okay. Yvonne said, I was married to a pastor who abused me. We are now divorced. This has affected me spiritually. I no longer want to go to church. Any advice? I will say this. Because she knows what it's like to be in relation to somebody who is very front facing in ministry, I'm gonna let you answer that.
All right. So
let me scroll back up so you can see it. That was it.
Yeah. So not to, because that's very, very painful and hurtful for anybody to go through, but it's like it's magnified because the spotlight was on you all because he was a pastor, right? Um, I would definitely say for you, I want to make this statement, and this is not to discredit what you feel, okay? The church is in us, right? So going to a church, don't discredit the fellowship and the healing that can happen amongst other people because a different fellowship may have hurt you, or because of his title, he abused power, he abused the
Yes.
relationship, he abused his authority in the marriage, like all of that, right? So don't let him and his lies and deceits alter what you know is right. Because I'm going to ask you this question. Remember, I said healing is a full body mirror, right? Where is your relationship with God? God brought the two of you guys together, but individually, you also had a relationship on your own, right? Not to discredit what anybody put you through. So today, I want you to evaluate where your heart is with God. Because church is a physical building, a church, an establishment, but we are the church, right?
Yes.
As followers of Jesus Christ, we are the church. We can get hurt in Walmart. We can get hurt at the gas station. We can get hurt anywhere. So let's take church off of it. That's just where it happened to happen, right? But your relationship with the Lord is way more important than somebody that broke the relationship in covenant. So I would say increase that, renew it. He's trying to go there.
Let it out. Here's
I
what
want you to say this.
she said. This is her.
I had a close relationship with God, but the hurt, that's my point. That's my point in case. But the hurt has affected me spiritually. That's exactly what I was leading to. So I went to church with bruises, as you should. That's like going to the emergency room because you're sick. That's the perfect place to be. Continue to go. Continue to find wise counsel, safe people, safe people that you can cry with, that you can pray with. People hurt, but God also uses people and relationships to heal.
Absolutely. And I would say this because we acknowledge what you're saying. Going to church with bruises and the pastor is the one that gives you those
Whole nother
bruises.
beast.
That's a whole nother level of abuse. That's a whole nother level of not just physical abuse, but spiritual, mental, emotional. That's all the abuse. He should not have done it, and he should be held accountable for it.
Yes.
But that's not for us to decide. I pray to God he went to the. I'm gonna be honest with you. The law is for the lawless. When you're doing lawless activity, you need to take your tail to jail. I was gonna say something real hard else, but anyway. But I want to say this to you. Me personally, because of the situation that I endured, I was upset with God. Not because God did it, but because he allowed it. And I was just like, Lord, if you are good and you could have protected me from this, why did you allow this pain into my life? And because of that, I stopped going to church. I didn't want to deal with none of that. I didn't want to talk to God. I didn't want to pray. I didn't want to fast. I didn't want to do any of that. But that's the thing. During that season, I felt justified in shutting down on God. I felt justified in not going to church because I was deeply, deeply wounded. For those that don't know, I was married, and I know everybody don't believe in spiritual gifts. I understand it, but this is my story that I'm gonna tell you. I believe in prophetic gifting. So it had been prophesied to me multiple times. This your husband, this your husband. I even believed that was my husband. I truly believe we were meant to be. And so when I did everything right, and even though, and I ain't gonna say perfect, but at the same time, I did what I was supposed to do in the situation, and it still went left. It still ended. And I'm like, Lord, I walked in obedience. Okay, I did what I was supposed to do. I stayed in a position of honor even when it shouldn't have been given, but I still honored. I still protected, I still represented, and I'm deeply hurt. I'm deeply disappointed. I honored my vows. And this is what I was presented with. I was crushed and I didn't want to talk to God no more because I was just like, God, you could have protected me and you allowed me to walk into the season of the greatest pain of my life. But let me tell you something, this healed version of me can tell you
Yeah.
the greatest pain of my life has turned into the greatest testimony to where I can look you in your face, Yvonne, and tell you this is not the end of your story. Better is waiting for you. You didn't deserve what happened to you, period. Full stop. It shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Nobody had any right to put their hands on you. Nobody had any right to do that. But I'm going to tell you something. God is forever with us. When he said he'll never leave us or forsake us, he meant that thing. And so what I have come to realize is even in the most brutal thing, God is still there. And yeah, we may not be okay with it. We may not like what God has allowed, but I'm telling you, God didn't want that for you either. God didn't want anyone to hurt you. God did not ordain that man to hurt you. He didn't put y'all together for him to hurt you. He did that out of disobedience, number one. And number two, we have an adversary, the devil. That's who influenced him.
Yes.
However, what I will say about God, if God allowed it, it's because greater is for you. Your testimony will free so many women if you are okay speaking, because I know not everybody wants to share, because that's a deeply personal, deeply intimate thing to share with somebody. But I'm just telling you this, Yvonne, for you to be in the position that you're in, God can use you to free so many people, because they will look at you and see if she survived that, if she survived shame, if she survived continuing to cover and honor someone who was dishonorable, if she can survive that level of abuse, I can too. And if she can go on and live happier and receive greater, maybe that can be my story. Your story can bring hope to somebody else. And so while I'm sure you like, yo, I don't want to have gone through that. I don't want that for you either, and God didn't either. But if God allowed it, it's because he knows greater is coming to you. It is not easy. That is a horrible cross to bear. It's a horrible cross to bear. But I'm telling you, as you heal and as you go on and allow God's perfect will to be mapped out in your life, so much better is coming for you. I am a living witness. If you don't take nothing else from this life, Yvonne, I'm here to tell you, God did not want you to be hurt. And he is not the one who hurt you. And so I understand why you say you don't want to go to church, because it was a spiritual leader that hurt you. I get that. However, I want you to also consider, I submit this to you, not every spiritual leader is like your ex-husband. There are some spiritual leaders out here who want to love you, who want to counsel you, who want God's best for you. So I am challenging you. I'm not going to rush you. I'm not going to say you're going to hell if you don't go to church. I'm not going to rush you into the building. I just want to submit to you.
good.
A healthy community of believers is out there who want to love you back to health. And I pray that you find that. That is a living testimony for me. I was someone who did not want to step foot in the church. It took my friend really getting on my phone, telling me I need to fast, and I finally did it. And this didn't involve the church at home. I fasted on my own. And as I did that, more healing came. And then eventually I made my way back to church. And I found a community of believers who really just wanted to love me. They didn't want nothing from me. They didn't ask nothing from me. They just saw she is hurting and we want to love her. And I pray that you find that community. They are out there. I'm not going to rush you to church. I'm not going to rush you to that. But I am going to say, I want you to create a spiritual discipline at home if you don't already have one. That is a step to healing. That looks like starting to pray at a certain time every day to create a pattern. That looks like setting aside time to read. It looks like setting aside time to fast. But start creating a pattern to break up what was your norm at the time or what is your norm now. But start creating a new pattern. And as you heal, God will lead you. All right. Do you want to add anything else?
I do.
Go ahead.
I was trying not to even go there though.
Yeah.
But while Faye was talking to you, Yvonne, the Lord showed me your heart, and that you are in self-protection mode,
Yes.
and that your heart is caged off to protect it. But the Lord said you're keeping him out.
Hello.
So I want you to open the door to your heart. Allow God to come in. He is the manager of our heart. We don't have that much power, authority, creativity, or capacity to even protect and guard our own heart anyway. But the Lord showed me your heart, so that's my prayer. And I will pray for you even after this,
Yes.
that you allow him to fully heal you, Don't keep him out. Keeping people out.
Yes.
Okay? I love you. I don't even know you, girl. I love you.
She said, I am so guarded. And that's natural. When you go through something traumatic, you just like, I just want to do whatever it takes to not feel that pain again. But like we said earlier at the beginning, real love, whether it's platonic, romantic, whatever, love is worth the risk. And so I understand why you want to protect yourself. Give yourself time. Give yourself grace. I'm not expecting you to bounce back overnight. But just start creating a new pattern. Day by day, step by step, do a little bit by a little, and then before you know it, life will feel a lot better. Let me scroll up because we've been missing all the comments, child. We didn't want to get distracted. Let's see. Hey, Cook. She said, it's amazing how I just left church from a women's fellowship and walking to this live. Hey, glad to see you. Let's see. I was mad at God because he allowed something to happen to me. I'm much better now. I'm so glad you're better. That was definitely me. It was like, pray for what? The God that allowed that I did right. I did my praying and fasting. I still ended up with short end of the stick. No, I'm not.
And because we're in a fallen world, we were born into sin, shaped in iniquity. There's sin in this earth. So things happen, right? But when I read that comment, I'm reminded of Romans 5. I think it's verses 3, 4, and 5. And it says, trial and tribulation is to build perseverance. It's to build your character. And when you come out of that thing, you be like, this Melissa 2.0. I didn't even know I could be this version of me. Like, I went through the mud, but the woman I am today, and it was so many unfavorable situations that happened to me. But I took the victim hat off.
Yeah.
I got up out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Deb said, I've been reading my Bible, praying, going to the gym, just trying to keep my spirits up. Is there anything else I can do for healing? All of those are great. Those are all things that I did. But the biggest thing you have to do, I see you, Amanda. We're going to come to that. But the biggest thing you have to do is the one that kind of is the least easy, and that's give yourself time. Because it really does help to heal. Time does help to heal our wounds. As you go day by day, you'll find yourself getting better by better, and then going through different experiences and seeing what is in you coming out. It gets better with time. So just give yourself day by day.
Yeah, as long as you're not avoiding anything,
Yeah.
you should be good. Process is the word. Like, it takes time, and sometimes you'll get momentum, and then sometimes things will slow up a little because maybe things are a little tender that you need to deal with. But just this one nugget for everybody, my counselor, we were talking about going to counseling. So in my healing process, my counselor told me to make a timeline of, as far back as I can remember, anything that I had lost or was taken away from me. As far back as I can remember, and as I started doing the homework, I was shedding tears. Healing has started happening, just me recalling it. And that's how we identify all my broken places.
Yeah. And I feel like, too, one of the things that, and I ain't going to tell all your business.
You tell it.
No.
Say it again.
You'll catch it. You'll catch it. Okay, but one of the things that sometimes we don't know how much we've healed until we've been put back in those places that made us tender, and we see how we respond to it.
Yes, I heard
So, and so what I'm saying is, you can say you're in a healing process, but you say, for example, I'm driving and I hit something. That will scare me. Well, I don't know if I'm better at it until I get back on the road and I drive past the same spot and see if I hit it again. And so as you are going through life day by day, giving yourself time, you are storing up more strength every day as you're pouring into yourself, right? But you don't know how healed you are until you back in a situation where you got to put those skills to the test. Meaning, and I ain't telling you rush into it now, but what I'm telling you is, you won't know how healed you are in the area of a relationship until you're in another relationship. When you have somebody in your face that can try you and do different things like that, and you see how you respond and how you're reacting to things. That's when the ultimate test is like, am I as healed as what I think? Like, the things that I've been depositing in myself, is it really working? You don't know how well it's working until you put in a situation where you have to put those tools to use. So that's what I would say. Give yourself time and keep pouring into yourself. Do things for yourself. That's why I said on the other channel, when I said do things to give you joy and confidence, do it for you. I mean that for you. Like, go to the gym for you. Have new hobbies that you like for you. Develop a prayer time for you. And as that person comes into your life, you've done it for yourself. And so there's a wholeness, right? Because you've been making deposits in yourself. And when they come into your life, you'll see how much of a deposit is really rooted
Yeah.
because of how you react to them. When they say things that trigger you, are you gonna go back to who you were, or is it a more positive version of you gonna show up? When they say things that make you mad, are you gonna cuss them out, or is the healed version of you gonna show up? You don't
Yeah.
know until that person is there to ruffle your feathers.
That's good. That girl,
what
what
I
I say after that? That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
She said, right, that's what I was trying to tell some ladies they were not getting. I feel you.
Yeah, you gotta test that out.
That part. Let's see.
Okay, we read that one.
I think we read most of these. Okay, so the ones that I love your testimony on how fasting changed your life. I need to start fasting more. Last time I did, I was sick and throwing up. Now, ma'am, why was you sick and throwing up? Huh?
Last time you fasted, you were sick and throwing up?
I would say this: fasting is a beautiful thing, but and it should push you. But I would also say lean into wisdom. Like, I seen somebody fasting, and he said that he had a set number of days that he wanted to go to, and he ended up in the hospital, but he refused to eat until he hit that number of days. God didn't tell you do that. God didn't tell you do that. The Holy Ghost or Holy Spirit gives you wisdom. And the whole point of fasting is not to be ritualistic. If you have hospitalized yourself because you're trying to fast for 80 days, I'll tell you who afterwards. But if you have hospitalized yourself because you're trying to, she said, "Faith, please," because you have made up in your mind it has to be 80 days. Why are you doing this? Is it for you and your personal achievement, or are you doing it to be closer to God?
Right.
Because if you are doing this to be in the presence of God, I don't believe that the Lord wants you hospitalized just to say, "Oh, I am spending time with you." You can eat a piece of fruit. Because it's not about the amount of days. It's not about the amount of how harsh it is. Yeah, it should be challenging, but it is about your heart's posture.
Yes.
And so I would just say to you, and when I say that, April, I'm talking about somebody else. I wasn't talking about your fasting in particular, but back to you. I would say fasting is a beautiful thing. It should be a sacrifice. But if you are at the point where you are falling out, throwing up and stuff like that, eat something. Don't eat a McDonald's cheeseburger.
Right.
But eat something.
Bite a carrot.
Just because it's like you want to afflict your flesh, but you also don't want to be sick, because at the end of the day, the whole purpose of it, like even Isaiah 58 says, and I have a fasting video that's coming up. I was supposed to edit it today, but I'm on live with y'all right now, so y'all waiting. But Isaiah 58 lets us know in the time of fasting, that time is of service to other people too. If you are to serve other people, how you doing that? You in the hospital bed because you done fasted until you done fell out and your body's eating itself. You don't got to do that. Drink some water, get your protein shake, do something, but go out and serve.
Wisdom.
It's about doing things that please God, that will put God a smile on his face. Me personally, I don't want my son to hospitalize himself to prove a point to me. You don't have to do that.
Right.
So fasting is beautiful, but see, let's she said, you see, no, you can't hear from the Lord if you're delirious. Fasting is beautiful, but you ain't gotta go to the extreme with it. If you feel like that, just eat you a piece of watermelon, child. When it's fasting, I always ask God what type of fast to do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
God, like what sacrifice would you like? And I know some people say Daniel fast is not a fast, it's a consecration. I'm not here for the semantics. I would just say simply, yeah, fasting is technically no food, period. However, I would just say, ask God what sacrifice. And sometimes there have been times where he'll say, do that one. Because that's the one I can't stand the most. I would rather give me 3
Which
days.
one?
Daniel fast. I don't like it. I really give me 24 hours just water. I don't want to eat no fruits and vegetables. If I'm gonna eat something, I want it to be something I enjoy, and that's why he has me do it, because it's the most sacrifice. Because I'm greedy. I don't want to eat that.
Sometimes it's just simply making a sacrifice, and that's the heart of it. That's the heart of it, is to kill your flesh, restrict your flesh. You die to the flesh, you increase in the spirit.
Yeah, I always ask. Now, if you're doing something with the church, if you're doing something as a collective group, that's different. But if it's like a one-on-one thing, like, okay, God, I feel like I need to fast. I'm tripping. What should I do? There's a difference between fast and consecration. People don't think that. Oh, it is 100% a difference.
Absolutely.
But because of the position that I sit in, the platform that I give, I find that sometimes when it comes to things like the Daniel fast, people get real legalistic.
They know you.
Sorry. But people get legalistic about the terminology that we use. So I just, to keep it simple, because here's the thing. I have been blessed with, because y'all know since y'all know me as Fantasy City, y'all done seen me through all walks of life. I remember like once point in time I had a video of me drinking some vodka on here, but anyway, like for real. But because y'all know me from all walks of life, because y'all have seen me when I ain't churchy. Yeah, this thing up. Some people are more comfortable listening to me and they won't go to church. I've had some people tell me I have no desire to go to church. Matter of fact, I'm not even a Christian, but there's something about you. I'll listen to your videos. And for that reason, I try to keep it as simple as possible. So is the Daniel fast technically a consecration? Yes. But will I use the word fast? I don't mind using it, because for some people they don't know the difference, and I'm not here for that. I just want you to get closer to God. That's my
Period.
goal.
Yes.
My pet peeve is when they are fasting until social media. Listen to me.
I'm fasting.
I'm not gonna be TikTokers generation. There is never a time, and I try not to get too spiritual on here, but I'm just saying it. There should never be a time I log on TikTok and I say a day in the life of me on my fast. Nigga, I'm sorry. What do you mean?
That's a friend.
Did you not read the Bible where it said it's private? Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. Now it's not ultimate top secret, in a locked up file that national security or whatever. However, I should not see a daily vlog of you fasting. On today's Daniel fast, I ate a bowl of oatmeal. Nigga, I don't care. So, I'm sorry. Like, that's your validation right there. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna clean up my mouth. He's still
That's
working
that
on
Daniel
me.
fast anger.
But still, it's like,
For the Bible says.
for the Bible says.
Bible says.
It's so, but yeah, like, your fasting is between you and God. It's not for you to
Yes.
document, because when you're doing that, all of your validation just came right there. Your fasting is a secret thing between you and God, because you're getting closer to Him, because you need Him, not because you want to get social media content and make a check. And let's just be honest. Now, I do believe in, listen, because y'all know I'm a paid content creator. Pay me my money. However, pay me for the right things.
That's right. That's right. Your motive behind it, man. Gotta be right.
I need that fasting lesson. Okay, the video is coming. It's already recorded. I just need to finish editing it. But we ended up traveling. I didn't have time to do it when I was back at home. So I might be able to get some of it done today. I don't know.
She's supposed to be editing it right now, but then we live right now.
I'm talking to y'all. So anyway, any last minute question? Because Sharon, we done been on here almost an hour.
Have we?
Yes, 56 minutes.
I love them.
I know. My bestie and I have a whole podcast episode about it. What's the name of your podcast? I would love to support. I believe in supporting the girls. Make sure I didn't miss nothing. Nobody knows about your fast till months later. I understand.
Here's how you supposed to keep it.
Here is what my personal rule about fasting, because it is private. I do not make social media content about it unless, like on my Just Fan Faith channel, if we're fasting together, then that clearly I'm gonna talk to y'all about it. But other than that, I'm not gonna make any social media content about it. And as far as fasting goes, if you don't live in the house with me, you don't need to know. If you invite me out to dinner, I'm going to find an excuse and reschedule for another day. But if you don't live in the house with me, there's literally no reason that you need to know unless we're going to church. Girl, listen, Vixen, it's coming. My God, we're going to do... okay, because I need to say something, but I don't want to say it on this live. I'll tell you. You need a full wig tutorial. I never won one. Okay, honey. It's different from a corporate fast with other socially and a personal fast. Absolutely. Like if I have, say for example, a relative of mine is sick and I'm believing God for their healing and I decide to fast about it. If I'm fasting with my family, that's one thing, but I'm still not going to make a social media unless I'm calling other people to fast with me like, hey, yo, let's bombard heaven. But even then, I probably won't even do that. I just tell you to pray.
Yes.
Okay.
She sent her podcast.
Her podcast is Grace and Giggles, the podcast. That's a cute name. Find you got locks. What do you mean find you a wig? Thank you for your love and support. You're welcome, Yvonne. Like, we genuinely love you. Like that's the whole purpose.
Yes.
She and I will be working together a lot more in the public, and like literally when I can't speak for her mission. She could tell you that, which I do want you to plug yourself at the end for sure.
Okay.
But I am somebody, because I know what it's like to be bound. I want the girlies to be free.
Yes,
I know what it's like to
ma'am.
fight with my weight. I know what it's like to fight to stay on this earth because I'm ready to go because life is so hard. I know what it's like to deal with heartbreak. I know what it's like to deal with money issues. I know what it's like to feel lost and need direction. Like, what is life? Life got to get better than this. This is a mess. And God has helped me to walk through those journeys. And if I can help anybody else, that's what I want to do. So, yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Roger the Wayne.
Going to be praying for tomorrow.
I'm not going to tell them that. Let's go scare them.
Right.
Okay. Okay, Holly girl. Our roommates over there finna go sleep, so we gonna wrap up soon so we not yelling and screaming while they trying to sleep. You subscribe to my other channel, thank you. Roger that. Let's see. Okay, that's pretty much all other comments. So if there is nothing else, tell them more about you. Because listen, y'all know if I put you on my channel, I've learned. Okay, I'm not gonna be petty and show. Anyway, I'm sorry.
I'm curious.
Nothing, because I surrendered that to the Lord today. I said I'm done. I forgive. I let go. But anyway, if someone is on my channel, that means they are heavily vetted, and I will not present them to you unless they are worth it. And so I need you to introduce, tell them more about her and all the things.
Yes,
Tell.
ma'am. Absolutely.
Okay.
So my name is Dr. Melissa Dawn. I have my doctorates in social work, working on my license so I can actually do therapy. My Instagram page is The Healing Room. So I lived 13 years broken. And the only reason I'm qualified in healing and deliverance and to help other women come out of a pit is because I did the healing process, me and the Lord. So now I host the Healing Room once a month. And it's every second Monday here in St. Louis. We've done the Healing Room in Atlanta, and the goal is to travel and do the Healing Room in different cities and states. My Instagram handle is The Healing Room, INTL for international. The Healing Room, INTL. The logo is a black circle with neon yellow, The Healing Room. So if you want on your healing journey and you want to follow my content and just get tips and look at my video journals. So I was actually doing video journals when I first started my healing process. So women are able actually to go and look at the video journal and go through their own process according to what I was talking about that particular day. So I go into detail about a lot on the page because I have been freed from shame, embarrassment, and condemnation. I can say so now. But when you're in your healing process, the last thing you want to do is blast your information. It's to tell your business. Do it in hiding, do it with God, do it with your inner circle, safe people. Like Faye said, we're gonna do an endeavor together, and we have some things planned for you guys. But I love healing, and I love to extend healing. I don't want to see nobody in the pit that I was in. And even if I hadn't experienced that pit, if I see my sister in the pit, I'm going to reach for you. We have no reason to live broken. None. We have no excuse and no reason to live broken. So that's my heart, is that I can help somebody else come out. So follow me on Instagram, The Healing Room, INTL, which stands for international.
I'm international, baby. Okay, anyway. So I'm leaving this live up, so I'm going to put all of her contact information in the description box so you can definitely check her out. Did I miss anything while you were... she said, are we doing a benediction? May the Lord watch between me and thee. Even though that is, this is the thing. Sometimes you got to read the Bible for yourself. When I was a little girl, when we were dismissed from church, they would always say, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent. If you actually read that, that is not a dismissal. Baby, they was beefing. They was ready to bang. And so I'm just like... So this is the dismissal that we're doing. May the Lord watch. All right, watch your back. Okay, so anyway, do you have a YouTube channel, Melissa? I'm not on IG.
Oh no, my sister friend is gonna help me with all of that.
Yes,
only IG and Facebook.
Yes, she does have Facebook. She said that was our chain choir benediction. Mine too. Let's see. Please remember your. Okay.
Wait, the Healing Room does have a YouTube page, but I haven't. I need to start posting on it. So I
Yeah.
do have it, but I need to start posting on it.
You'll see her on YouTube very soon. Okay, if all hearts and minds are clear. Did not our hearts burn? Okay, y'all, we getting ready to wrap up because we actually have a long day tomorrow. So, if I am energized enough to do the editing on the fasting video, then
Can
I
we get
will.
a
If
fit
not,
view?
who is it? You don't want to see. Listen, we just. Can we be honest? We just came from Texas Roadhouse, okay?
We fat full,
My stomach hanging over these jeans. I'm not finna show you nothing. Right. Okay, y'all. So, but if I do have time to edit, then I'll get the fashion video posted. If not, I'll get it up when I get home. It look kind of cute. She fine or whatever. Okay, but we are getting ready to showers and bed and
Yes,
stuff
I'm
because doors open tomorrow at 8 a.m. and
We don't want to stand in the line, so that means we got to get there.
So, we're gonna go. Okay. Y'all have a good night. We're gonna leave this up. I hope y'all enjoyed the replay. If you watched it, we love you.
Love you
And we will see y'all
guys.
soon.
Peace out.